And we're back. Chainlink update after vacation last week. Apologies. I had to step out and go get some more blue flannels. Back to normality this week. Daily Chainlink updates. Let's get right to it. We're going to focus on the weekly in this video. If you have any other requests on what you want to see on Chainlink next, whether that be a different time frame, Gaussian channels, whatever the hell you want, let me know below. As long as it's Chainlink and you have a blue flannel. Chainlink down a little bit, but this has been expected, right? If you watched any of the damn videos, you know exactly what we're doing. You should, right? Our W pattern on the weekly, right? Where this is not a 2-hour pattern. This is a bordering on 10-month pattern on a weekly chart. So, if you have missed out on the other videos, let's just talk about what we're talking about here, right? Move up, move down, move up. Okay, so if you take that same pattern and overlay it here, right? Move up, move down. Now we don't know the timing of this, but it took about 4, 5, 6 weeks there. So we'll do that again and say at some point between here and this big line, right? This is our monthly macro kind of support around the $20 level, and we don't want to breach this because the 21 week is where the trouble starts. Again, last time we broke the 21 week, look right there, we had some more downside. So that's the line that we need to hold on the macro. We're approaching that now, but this is what we've talked about. So looking at the mirror image, right? W patterns tend to follow each other similarly in price action, but obviously the inverse. Now, what else do we have going for us? Well, a couple things. We're at the 618 here, usually the golden retrace, around $21. We have the 21-week EMA here, just under $20. Previous range highs before we broke out, so that's really 3 things. Do we want to add some more? Okay. We have the top of the Gaussian channel right here as well. That's pretty great. But the horizontal support and resistance on a monthly scale, that's this big thick line here. We've looked at that on the monthly. Okay, you want some more bullish patterns. Okay, how about a bull flag, right? You see this right here. If you put it on closing price, a little bit more obvious, right? Big move up. There's the flagpole. And a pretty textbook bull flag here so far. Now, where that would start to unravel and we would lose that is, again, if we breach this line around 1950, we go worst case there. If we start to close under the 21 week, we start to close under this high, 1950, then we start to lose that hope. Okay, so we have to know where you're wrong, right? In any trading, right? You can be as confident as you want. Where are you wrong? Okay, that's where the bull flag starts to go wrong. Now, last time we had a similar bull flag, right? Wait, let's back up here. Back up again. Maybe again. Let's take off this. Let's clear the noise, right? And we're going to show you one more thing, right? You can see the last time we had a similar pattern here, right? Big move up. And we've kind of flagged down. This is less of a textbook bull flag than we have now. So I would say we're in a stronger position here. We didn't get too overcooked outside the Bollinger Bands like we did back here. But you can see where we started to hold some trouble here is where we start to breach and tag that 21 week. Okay, and then we closed under it, right? That's where we failed, just like we just mentioned. Okay, but not only that, if we put it on closing price again, that's not quite, it's a little bit too aggressive for like flag formation. You see how that really drops down versus the angle of attack here? This is much more textbook bull flag. So if we can assume that, let's assume it holds. Where's our target? Well, I'm glad you asked. So you take our high close, we'll be conservative here. Go from high close to low close, straight down as you can. So this is rough estimates, but then you want to take it where it breaks out at. So where the hell's the breakout? Well, you can do a rough estimate there as well, right? Your high closes, again, double check yourself. High close, right? So let's overlay this. Let's pretend it breaks out the first week of October. So it'd be right about that line, right? That's kind of where you get your measure. So that takes us on this next major move up would take us to knocking on the door of all-time highs, which is right there at our 1, but would be in mid to upper 40s. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean it has to do that in, 6 hours, right? Probably not going to happen then, but it could be pretty quick, right? I mean, there's your move there. That was 30 days, 35 days, right? So let's just want to see what that looks like. Take a bars pattern there. If we got a similar move, right? If we broke out there, right? I mean, there's 30 days, right? 30 days. We could be, right? Remember that target is up here. So around high 40s. Doesn't have to be that aggressive, right? Could be. Certainly in flag formation, but I would say a good estimate if we take off, certainly around early to mid-October, we start to get into a full-blown alt season where we start to realize it, right? Maybe you've seen some people saying we're in alt season. Well, doesn't really feel like it, right? Bitcoin dominance is still a little high. It takes sustainable weeks at being in, your textbook alt season where alts are outperforming Bitcoin. You might have seen the chart. It's like it's 70 or something right now out of 100, right? It's got to stay there. Alts have to do that for weeks at a time before it's kind of comes to fruition and you realize that. So we're not there yet. Could take a little bit longer, right? Maybe towards the end of October even. Last alt season, where we really got cooking, if we go over to Total 3, we just talked about this in our Patreon group. Well, look at last 2024. We started the first week of November. That move. That lasted for about 2 months. Right? This is Total 3. This is the whole altcoin market cap. So looking at this now, if we rhymed, well, we still might have a little bit longer. Right? So let's hold your horses. Keep accumulating the shirts. Try to find a neon sign if you can. And get ready for the blue Valhalla that does await. Okay, so that's what we're looking at for our weekly update. We closed fine last week, right? We closed above the EMA 8, working on a little bit of a retest there. Maybe we're just back testing the 618, holding. As long as we're holding above 1950 on a closing basis on a weekly, there's no worries here. Okay, absolutely expected, as we've seen back over here. Just no worries, right? And we'll continue to do these daily updates. We don't really need to look at lower time frames on a Monday. We'll see how price action goes throughout the week, and we'll update you there. All right, so short and sweet. About 8 minutes in. If you want to hang around for quote and card of the day and my bubbly personality, here we go. Otherwise, I'll see you on the next one. Quote of the day. With the new day comes strength and new thoughts. Sure, bud. All right, let's get to the car. My favorite McLaren of all time, the McLaren Senna. If I had to pick one McLaren, money was no object, obviously, because it is a little pricey. But if the powers that be let me pick one McLaren and one McLaren only, this would be it. McLaren Senna. How do you not pick a car that has a glass door? I don't know, but I do. I picked it. I love everything about this car, but obviously a little pricey. I would ever spend $1 million? Probably not, unless we had tens of millions. Absolutely epic in every aspect, if you ask me. I think it's just absolutely work of art and engineering. Love everything about it. So if you got something bad to say, it's kind of a love-hate in the supercar industry. Look at the roof scoop. I don't know how you hate it, but look at that. You can see through the damn car. Amazing. Carbon fiber everywhere. You got a park bench on the back. But this one's actually functional, not like you see on a Honda Civic. This one you might need when you're going, 220. All right. Oh, man, we got fingerprints here. I think we got to get those off. That would bug me to hell. All right, do we have anything else? We got a lot of pictures. Holy shit. Does that not look aggressive? Loving that. Oh, if you didn't know, look at the windows. That's all the windows go down. There is no full window. That's it. See that little hole? What she said? That's it. Just amazing. Obviously, we'd have to get it in blue. Sorry, I couldn't find one for sale in blue. Trying to find for sale only. 1.3 million for this one. It's actually come down a little bit. We're a little bit higher, a couple $100K higher about a year ago. But this might also be in rough shape. You never know. Rough shape. It did have some fingerprints. That's got to bring the value down a little bit. All right. Harnesses, seats. Holy shit. I'm just mind blown. My favorite. I already like McLaren's a lot. 500 left. Probably less than that now. People will be crashing. Imagine crashing one. Seen a couple of videos of them crashed. So there's definitely not 500 anymore. Wonder how many blue there are. Maybe we'll try to find a blue one at some point. All right. Leave it on that. I mean, look at you just get in your carbon fiber McLaren bucket. All right. I'll see you on the next one. Just look at it all day. All right. Get back to work.